A while back, myself, Si and Mark from GTN went racing on bikes which cost less than £500. And we had an incredible time. And I actually did quite well in the race, but most importantly, you guys absolutely loved my bike. But as good as this bike was, it wasn't without its flaws. And since then, it's just been sat gathering dust. I mean, even the tyres have gone flat, and that was until this happened. You up for entering a hill climb race?
Yes, I have got the perfect bike.
So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna see just how light I can make this bike before taking to the start line. This is Cheap Bike into Super Light Bike Build Series for under £1,000. Episode 1. Is that really the best title we could think of? Over the next 3 weeks, I'm going to put this retro racer on a diet. And I'm talking about the bike, not me. Anyway, originally this bike cost me £480. So in addition to that, I've taken £500 out of the GCNTech budget. I'm going to invest that cash on the upgrades that I feel are going to help reduce the weight of this bike as best as possible. Now I'm doing that to try and beat Ollie at his own game, cycling uphill. Now not only that, it's also going to be really interesting for you guys at home too that are interested in, well, trying to save weight on your own bikes. First thing we need to do is make a plan and assess the bike. But before we do that, I want to have a poll. So head over to the GCN app because I want to know if you think I can get this bike under that 6.8 kilogram UCI weight limit for less than £500 worth of upgrades. First job, weigh the bike. You know, after all, our goal is to make it as light as possible. Let's get these on. 0. Lift the bike up. 7.97 kilograms. That's actually not that bad. You can't deny the fact that non-aero rim brake bikes are actually quite light. God, the rim brake fanboys and girls will be happy. To be honest, kind of a rim brake fan myself anyway. Before we spend any cash on upgrades, first thing we need to do is cover off essential repairs. Now the chain is bent from when we were last racing on it, and also the chain ring's bent as well. Chain we're going to have to just replace, but the chain ring, we don't actually need to replace that because I'm going to be cycling uphill, so a 53 tooth chain ring isn't really going to help me out. So I can remove that. I can also remove the front derailleur and the cable all the way up to the shifter. Now that's going to save cost, but importantly it's going to save some weight. Now I might find I also need some new chain ring bolts too, but you know, we'll sort that out when we get there. Let's get this stuff off. Bad news next, I'm afraid. As much as these wheels are a trip down memory lane and actually reasonably light, turns out most of the spoke nipples had corroded. Now last week I did try and fix this a little bit, but yeah, it was a major fail, which means these wheels are now effectively dead to me. So I'm going to take my own advice and make the wheels be my first major upgrade. And also, I kind of need to put these tyres back on my Pinarello.
They're really similar to the ones that were on your Pinarello, weren't they?
Yeah, quite similar. And being on a modest budget, buying new stuff is pretty much out of the question. But what I can do is search online and find some absolute bargains for some used components. Now, seeing as rim brake and tubular tyres are a slightly older but lightweight technology, hopefully I can find some absolute bargains out there. Great places to look. You've got eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and with a little bit of searching, you can find some real bargains, and that is what I'm going to be doing later on. See how I stomach? Sorry. Now, having spent out for a new chain and put money aside for wheels and tyres, I don't actually think I'm going to have much money left. So I'm going to have to be very frugal with how I spend the remainder. And hopefully I can find some deals online. Now, another area I think I can save some weight is up at the saddle. This one is quite a chunky boy. So what I'm going to do, take this one off, weigh it and see how much weight we can hopefully save. So this saddle weighs 327 grams. I was right, it's a bit of a chunky boy. Now, hopefully I can search online and find one of those super lightweight carbon fiber saddles used for a really low cost, because after all, I'm riding up a hill. I'm not really going to spend much time sat in the saddle. I'm going to be in and out, and comfort isn't really that important to me, so I'll add a lightweight saddle onto my list of parts. Other areas of the bike I think I can save some weight for zero cost. A cassette, I could remove some of the lower sprockets and space that out, although I don't really know I want to commit to doing that just yet. I can remove the front derailleur mount on the frame, save some weight there. Bottle cages, they can go, the bolts as well. Hopefully I can try and find a lightweight seat post online for minimal cost as well. Then moving forwards to the front of the bike, I'm going to chop the steerer down as low as possible. That means I've saved the weight of the steerer, but also the weight from the space as well. It's not a lot, but every little counts. Bar tape, that can go as well, and similar to the seat post, if I can find some lightweight handlebars online, I'm going to do just that. That gives me plenty of stuff to get on with, so, well, no time like the present. Let's do it. That is not going to undo. That's so tight. It feels like it's going to round off. That is rounding. Oh yeah, rounded off, great. Well, this one's all right, just. Oh, it doesn't feel great though. Right. 1 out of 2, 50% success rate. Okay, might have to drill that one out. Right, rounded out bolt, £10 drill. Let's do it. God, I thought we were going to be here forever. No, we're getting there. Well, like any bad workman, I'm going to blame my tools. So we'll deal with that later on. I'm going to move on to a task which I think should put up a little bit less resistance, shall we say. We'll take the bottle cages and remove the bottle cage bolts. Oh, well, that went surprisingly well. Turns out the bars have already been drilled to save some weight on the ends. I don't know if that's like from the factory or someone else has done that. Pretty cool, eh? Probably should have worked out how much I could cut off first. Real mechanic stuff. Timber. Okay, so I've got all of the stuff on the bench behind me so I can keep a tally of how much weight we've saved so far. But there's something else on this bike which I think I'm going to remove. Yeah, I'm going to take all the paint off the frame. I mean, hill climb pros and enthusiasts, they go crazy for this kind of stuff. So I'm painstakingly going to sand and rub all the paint off the frame in order to save weight and to save costs. But don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with that right now because it's going to take ages. So we'll save that for another video. But you'll be able to see how this has gone in episode 2, judging by how much paint is gone or what sort of little bits are left. So I feel like that's given me a nice clear direction of where I'm going with this bike build. And I mean, it would be fantastic to have a near unlimited budget and go absolutely crazy. I mean, who really wouldn't want to be able to do that? But I do feel like it's super relatable for you guys at home by sticking to the £500 budget. Unless, of course, you're one of those people with an unlimited budget earning the big bucks, you know, like Ollie and Suggestion Boy. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give it a big thumbs up. And I'm actually really keen to hear your experience of bike builds like this. So if you've ever built a super light bike, I want to know 2 things. What weight did you get to, but crucially, how much did you spend as well? And to make sure you don't miss out on episode 2, you know what to do. Subscribe to GCNTech, turn on your notifications. Right, I've set myself up for some homework. I better get to it. See you next time.